there's nothing wrong with enjoying your life, right? That's kind of the point of this entire existence, is to simply enjoy the process, right? Enjoy the journey that is life, right? So the problem is that a lot of people get carried away with the enjoyment in certain things, maybe at incorrect times in their journey, in their life, right? And what ends up happening is they end up hindering their journey or hindering their growth, right? Their personal growth, or whether that be in business, in relationships, health, etc. Right? So, I used to go out a lot more than I do nowadays, right? I used to go out not only every weekend, but multiple times per week. I even knew what it was like to go out literally every day of the week. Except for Mondays, but I would go out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night. Those were like the partying times of my life, and it was a good experience, right? I definitely had a lot of fun in those times. But nowadays, I tend to prioritize other things, because I would realize that the going out, the partying, the drinking, all that, it would hinder my growth, right? It would keep me from being able to wake up early and be able to focus on what it is I needed to get done. You just can't. I can't find the balance between the two, right? Back in the day, right? I couldn't be going out and the partying and then having the same mental clarity and ability to get up early and like get my stuff done. I just could not do it, right? So now I'm at a point in my life where currently I'm not even drinking. I'm off alcohol for a little over 3 months right now, and no other substances, no caffeine, no nothing like that. And I have a lot more mental clarity, right? That's like the biggest thing that I've noticed, is that I'm a lot more sharper, right? There's no more mental fog. And when I go out, I still have a fantastic time, right? There's no need for those substances to have a good time when I go out, right? The reason that I'm even bringing this up is because of Halloween, right? This weekend I went out Friday night and Saturday night, 2 nights in a row. Very late nights, Saturday I came home and the sun was coming up already. So, one of those nights, right? But it was a phenomenal time. It was well worth it. It's not one of those things where I like regret going out or anything. No. I absolutely enjoyed it. But the thing is that it's just not that frequent in my life anymore. Before, it would be a weekly occurrence, almost to a point where it was like a daily occurrence. But now it's something that like it's very, very rare. Like that's maybe once. And the last time I had a night like that was well over 1 to 2 months ago, if that makes sense. So it's very, very rare for me. And I definitely have those points in life where I really enjoy myself, right? Like I said, 2 nights in a row. And I went out with some friends and we just had a blast, right? Really, really good time. And I'm grateful for those experiences. But what I want you guys to do is find that balance and realize when those times that you're going out and the alcohol, for me, it was really like the alcohol and the late nights, right? That combination, because I can go out and if I'm home, if I'm in bed by like 10 or 11, then I'm good, right? It doesn't really affect me. And then the drinking does throw me off. It just, I can't meditate. My mind's not clear. It's just the drinking was definitely a hindering, and I've been tapering off for a couple years now. Not as heavy as before, but in recent years, I'm 21 right now. And my heaviest drinking years were probably like 18, 19, 20 I calmed down, and then 21's been the least amount of drinking since I started drinking heavily, when it was, like I said, like 18. 17 it would be like, like maybe like once a week, right? Like every weekend. But 18, 19 was multiple times per week, drinking multiple times, and binge drinking, not like a drink or two. It was heavy drinking, right? And I'm at a point, like I said, where I've kind of matured past that stage. I feel like the majority of people go through that. As long as you're social and you got friends and you're going out and you like that atmosphere, it should be a phase that you go through. It doesn't necessarily need to be a phase that I recommend everybody goes through, right? If you can skip it, go ahead and click on the little skip button there. But it got it out of my system, if that makes sense, right? So I've been there, done that. Okay, cool. It gets old, right? Like I had months where I was going multiple times per week. I was many weeks in a row where I would go out Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 5 days a week. And then every once in a while there was a whole week of just partying. But I went multiple months going 5 days a week, and it was brutal. it was brutal. But in the moment, right, I was just having fun, right? I was just living my life. At 18 is the age where you can like here in Costa Rica, where you could go out to clubs and you can be drinking and all that. So that's where it was really heavy. and I had a lot of fun. It was part of my experience, right? But I'm at, like I said, the point now where I realized, and I've matured past that. It's not what brings me forward in life, and it took me that experience to realize that it's not worth it, right? That been there, done that. It gets old. Doing it literally like every week, it really does get old. And there's no fulfillment from it. There's truly no fulfillment from it, right? So, anyways, find that balance in your life, right, where you can still be on that path of self-development and growing, and you see progress in your life every day, whether that be, again, like with health, business, with your investments, with friendships, relationships, whatever it may be. See that progress, see that growth, and realize what it is that's holding you back. For me, like I said, it was those late nights and the alcohol and the partying and all that stuff. But for you, it may be the same thing, maybe different, maybe a different vice, right? Maybe a different thing or substance that you have in your life that is holding you back. So find that balance, right? And for me, that balance was cutting out the alcohol. So cool, that was easy. Like I wasn't like an alcoholic, right? It was just part of going out, right? It was just there, and it wasn't like I needed to like try to stop drinking. It was just like I've seen I like saw too many videos and too many things like correlate with me not drinking. Like it just kept popping up in my reality, like people mentioning it or whatnot. And I was like, maybe I should just lay off of the alcohol for a while. So anyways, I'm on a little over 3 months of no alcohol, no substances whatsoever. And I don't know. I don't have like a set time of how long I'm going to be on it. I just, whenever I feel right. But for now, yeah, no drinking, and the partying is very minimal. And I honestly don't even have like the desire that I used to have, right? Before it was like, man, anybody hit me up, yo, let's go this place this weekend, let's go here, let's go there. I'm like, bet. I was on every single opportunity to go out and party and have a good time. But nowadays, I'm saying a lot of no's. And honestly, I'm just busy. I got better things to do, right? I have better things to do. I've had multiple nights where I'm out and I'm just sitting there, right? All my friends are drinking, they're all having a good time. And I'm just realizing, and I'm like, yeah, it's cool and all, but how do I put it? The quantity of the amount of times I would hang out with my friends and be drinking and partying, right, would be more, but the quality of every time that I went out was less than it is now. So now it's reversed. Now the quantity of the amount of times that I actually go out and party and have a good time are a lot less, but the quality of the times that I do go out are higher. And the difference that I realize is that now I'm not drinking. I don't know if that's like the specific thing that's driving it. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you for a fact that the last couple of months, like the times that I go out and have a good time with my friends, and then I've been on no alcohol, I've been the best. And I don't know how to put it. Like I'll give you one example, right? So you ever realize when you say things the way you didn't want to say them? Like you wanted to say a joke, but it didn't come off the right way, or you were like, damn, I shouldn't have said that. I should have said this, right? Like if you would have been dialed in mentally, you would have never said those things. You would have said the joke way better. You just would have said a better joke. Or when you're talking to a girl, or when you know what I'm saying? Like how you are socially. I realized that when I cut out alcohol, I was socially elite. Like everything that I would say was exactly what I wanted to say, and I said it the way that I wanted to say it. And the way that others would... I got a bird literally right on top of me. Holy shit. I'm about to take a shit on my head. Whoa! God damn. Alright, so anyways. So, I'm mentally elite when I go out. I'm socially elite. Everything that I say is exactly the way I want to say it, and like I don't know how to put it. Like before, when I'm drinking, right? Like I'd say a joke, and it just wouldn't. The result wouldn't yield, and obviously the result is people laughing, people like yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying, right? I'm in a group of people, everybody's talking, right? And you say a joke, and everybody's like dying laughing. Like that's obviously what you want when you say a joke, right? So I would feel like yeah, it was a funny joke, but it wasn't like elite, like it wasn't like fucking like dead on, like perfect, right? And I cut out the alcohol, and all of a sudden I'm just dialed in when I'm talking to people, and all the things that I've learned about social dynamics, like eye contact, like the way your eyes sit, like not having your eyes open, not being like but like an in between, touching a girl at the right time, like her shoulder, her elbow, like pulling her in. Like when I was on alcohol, like those things weren't on my mind. Like I knew them because I've learned them, but they weren't on my mind in the moment. But now they are. And the difference is that I'm not on the alcohol. Kind of like blocked that elite, dialed in feeling of being socially, if that makes sense. I don't know if you guys have been through what I've been through, like in terms of like being able to analyze how you are socially and wanting to perfect it. And don't get me wrong, it's not like I had a problem being social. It's just that I realized that there was room for improvement, right? I realized that, man, my jokes could be better. I could say them a better way. Like when I'm talking to the girl, like my game, right? Like I could, like it was good. Yeah, sure, I got the girl, but man, it could have been way better. I could have I could have said this way. I shouldn't have said that. I could have said this. I should have said that, right? But now I'm just dialed in on those things. Like I have an interaction with a female or with a group of friends, and then afterwards I'm reflecting on that, and I'm like, man, that was perfect. Like there was nothing wrong with what I said. Like everything was just dialed in. Like there was no need for improvement. There was no room for improvement because it was perfect, right? So, anyways, this is a little rant on my feelings in regards to alcohol and just like that balance in life, right? Like that partying, going out and having a good time. Yeah, that's cool and all. Get it out of your system. If you're in the middle of that right now, do as much of it as you can just to get it out of your system. You'll come to the point where you realize that it's just not worth it, right? And then you can hopefully enter the point where I'm at, where it's the quantity of the amount of times that I'm in that scene, right? That partying scene are a lot less, but the quality is up through the roof. Every single time I go out with my friends nowadays are just phenomenal times that we have, right? And the only difference is, like I said, the amount of times that I am going out with them and the alcohol, right, that I've cut out, and also other substances as well. No other substances, right? Caffeine. Well, caffeine is basically to a zero, but every once in a while I'll have a coffee, like whatever. But anyways, so if you want one-on-one mentorship with me, you can sign up to the Patreon link in the description below. Please drop a like on the video, comment down below, subscribe with your post notifications turned on. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.